Well, our next honoree is also our youngest this year. He was just a teenager when he saved a 3-month-old baby's life. Peyton's story comes from a family of firefighters, and as luck would have it, his own father also responded to the scene that day.
From a baby, you could tell he had it in him.
John Story is not at all surprised that his oldest son, Peyton, is now a full-time firefighter, just like he is. Peyton spent a good chunk of his childhood at West Lexington Fire and Rescue.
I would describe it as probably one of the coolest things. Getting to come up here and eat supper, just kind of hang around, hang out with the people working. It's a second family, really.
Peyton became a junior firefighter at West Lexington at the age of 13 and a full-fledged state-certified firefighter once he turned 18.
As soon as I was able to know what I wanted to do, that's exactly what I wanted to do.
About a year later, at the age of 19, he responded to the call of a lifetime, just a few hundred feet from this firehouse.
Structure fire, 69 Echo 9, 5 Estates Drive, number 5 Estates Drive, Cross Streets, West Center Street Extension, Meadoway. Be advised there is a baby still in the residence. The baby still in the residence, going to be in the bedroom closest to the woods. The baby is in the room closest to the woods.
When you hear that, how does that change your approach?
It changes it a lot. You start running a lot of things through your head, you know, what do I need to do, what's more important, and the best way to go about it, I guess you'd say.
Were you scared? Did you have time to be scared?
I don't think so. It was very fast.
While this was happening, Peyton's father was working at his full-time job at Midway Fire and Rescue, which is more than 12 miles away.
It really made me nervous, of course. Listening to everything and not knowing that I was not there to help and make sure he was safe, for one. And then once we heard of the infant still inside, it added to the fear, and it just took forever to get here.
While his dad was making his way to the scene, Peyton made his way inside the burning home and found the little baby girl.
She was in a pack and play, so she was really low to the ground. Smoke hadn't banked down that far. It was still very smoky and a toxic environment. She was in almost a car seat, like a cradle. So I was able to pick that up, and she did cry one time whenever I handed her out, so that was kind of a relieving feeling there.
After Peyton passed her out through a broken window, he got out of the burning home safely himself, while other firefighters worked to put out the flames. That's about the same time his father arrived.
As soon as we stopped, I was straight off the truck to go find and make sure Peyton was okay. Of course, dad moment kicked in, and I was worried for his safety and make sure he was okay. Then after that, we found out the actual story, what happened, and he was the actual one to make the rescue on it. It really made you proud.
Yeah, he's a very big mentor in my life, and I look up to him a lot. So that was pretty cool for him to be there and be with me and talk about it.
It was real emotional. Of course, I didn't let it show at the moment, but deep down, I was happy and relieved.
West Lexington Fire and Rescue Department firefighter Peyton Story. Would you please come up and accept the North Carolina State Firefighters Association?
Peyton has been honored at the local and state level. His boss at the time, former West Lexington Chief Zach Sears, says this new American Red Cross Award is just as well deserved.
I was very excited for him because that's something, I mean, a fireman, they want to make a difference, and that was like life or death. And one of the most serious calls he'll probably ever be. He's a hero, yeah.
I'm not a hero. This is a job that you signed up to do, and I was doing my job that morning.
Been on a lot of calls in my years, but never done what he's done. I try to tell everybody to do your best. That morning he done his best.
A few months after the fire, Peyton was able to visit with the family and help deliver donations to them. He says it was a relief to see the little girl doing so much better, and it brought him closure.